welcome to Clinton's Corner. My name is Clinton Jarman. Thanks once again for joining me, guys. Before I get into this week's sporting events, just hit that like button, hit that subscription button, both, and hit that notification button as well, so you can catch up with all the latest from Clinton's Corner and all the rest of the offerings from the Fair Digest. So straight into it then, and I did miss out the NBA last week, so I thought I'd start off with a little bit of NBA action this week. That is some basketball for you guys. So in the NBA, the Eastern Conference, the Milwaukee Bucks, they head up their division. They're in first there, and they won their last game 117 to 97 over the Brooklyn Nets. Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'll get that name right one day, I promise, with 20 points and 12 rebounds in this one. The Bucks move now to a 36-6 record. And then moving on, second place, the Heat, that's the Miami Heat. They lost their last game, 102 to 107 to the San Antonio Spurs. LaMarcus Aldridge for the Spurs, grabbing 21 points in this one. The Heat now move to a 29-13 record. Then in third place is the Toronto Raptors, last year's champs. And they beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 122 to 112. Fred VanVleet with 29 points, as well as Kyle Lowry with 28 points in this one. Raptors move now to a 28-14 record. And then in fourth place is the Celtics. Now the Celtics, they faced the Suns, and they lost to the Suns, the Phoenix Suns that is, 123 to 119. Devin Booker in this one, 39 points. Celtics moved now to a 27-14 record in the Western Conference. Then in the Eastern Conference, Then in the Western Conference, I got there eventually. The Lakers, they won their last game against the Rockets, 124 to 115. LeBron James in this one, 31 points, 12 assists, and the Lakers moving out to a 34-8 record. Impressive victory that is, without Anthony Davis, who's still out with a glute contusion. Then in second place, the LA Clippers have moved up into second place, and they won their last game 133 to 130 over the Pelicans. Kawhi Leonard in this one, 39 points. So the Clippers move now to a 30-13 record. Clippers look like they're putting it together now. Looking very good. Looking ominous for the Western Conference. I think only the Rockets can upset those two in the end. Then in third place, the Utah Jazz. They continue their climb. They won 123 to 101 over the Sacramento Kings. Bogdanovich here with 30 points, as the Jazz move now to a 29-13 record. And then the Denver Nuggets, they lost their last game to the Indiana Pacers, 115 to 107. Doug McDermott in this one with 24 points. The Nuggets moved to a 29-13 record as well. So that is the NBA for you. Now moving on, there was a huge matchup in the UFC, and this was UFC 246, and Conor McGregor versus Donald the Cowboy Cerrone, Notorious versus the Cowboy. This was a huge fight that most people wanted to see. Cerrone is one of the most accomplished fighters in the UFC, and you obviously everyone knows Conor McGregor. So this was a fight that I couldn't wait to watch, and the fight did not disappoint. And although the fight lasted all of 40 seconds, a lot happened in that 40 seconds. Conor literally came out swinging from the word go, from the opening bell, and missed with an overhand left. And then from there, Cerrone got him in a clinch. And from the clinch position, Conor threw the weirdest sort of uppercut, shoulder charge, kind of punch thing that I've ever seen. He just kind of nudged his shoulder into Cerrone's face, catching him on the eye, catching him in the face and on the jaw, and as well as breaking his nose, which is quite an impressive feat, I must admit. And then, you know, they got away from the clinch position, blood pouring from Cerrone's nose. Connor smelt it, and he caught him with a great left head kick. Connor did, and that was pretty much the beginning of the end for Cerrone. From then on in, it was all Connor pounding away, and then referee Herb Dean had to call a stop after 40 seconds. Now after the fight, Connor did say he's going to take some time, chill with his family a bit, celebrate the win, and then possibly see who's next. But there are a few names around. Paul Falder's one of them. He was on commentary actually, and he said bring it on anytime. And then the other names, obviously Jorge Masvidal, who is insane form right now, and then obviously the champ Kamaru Usman in the 170 division. So the things looking good in the 170 division. Lots of contenders around. Okay, moving on now to the NFL. Yes, NFL. Now this was the divisional championship round, the AFC championship as well as the NFC championship. Now the AFC championship was decided between the Chiefs and the Titans, and it was the Chiefs that came out victorious, 35-24. Titans actually jumped out to an early lead in this one. Derrick Henry running in after a good drive from Ryan Tannehill actually. And Titans looked to try and keep Mahomes off the field for as long as possible, and they were doing a pretty good job. Although you can't keep the Chiefs down for long, as they came back and made it 10-7, I think, after the first quarter, and then the Chiefs took control. Despite the Titans scoring another touchdown at halftime, the Chiefs led 21-17. And then from then on in, it was all pretty much about the Chiefs. In the second half, they scored another 2 touchdowns. Only in the fourth quarter though. But in that second quarter, Mahomes had a touchdown run actually, where he looked to pass first, nothing was on, and he saw a gap down the sideline and went for it and took 3 players over the in-goal area with him, and it was one of those plays that just ignited the team. And because it was just before halftime as well, I think after that, the Chiefs didn't need any motivation to win this one. So Patrick Mahomes in this one, 294 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, as well as 53 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. Tyreek Hill also with 2 touchdowns in that one. Then to the NFC Championship. Now this, I thought was going to be a closer game, but it wasn't to be. The 49ers 37-20 over the Packers. 49ers were dominant in the first half, scoring 27 unanswered points. The 49ers defense just stifled Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. They couldn't get anything going, and it just looked like they were going nowhere slowly. While the 49ers on the other side just ran the ball down the Packers' throats, and the Packers just had no answers for it. I think Jimmy Garoppolo only had, 7 or 8 pass attempts throughout the whole game. So second half the Packers did outscore them 20-10, but obviously that wasn't enough as they ran out 37-20 victors. I just think that the 49ers just managed to stifle Rodgers and company enough. Rodgers was pretty much hit and miss on the day. He did have, what is it here? Let me see. Rodgers 326 yards passing, and 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions, and 2 big interceptions as well. so that cost the team. So yeah, Jimmy G did enough, I suppose. I mean, you can't really do much with 77 yards passing and I think 7 out of 8 attempts. So yeah, I think the 49ers just used their defense and their run game very effectively, and it worked. If you look at Raheem Mostert ran for 220 yards and 4 touchdowns. They literally ran the Packers off the field. Then now, just looking ahead to the Super Bowl. Now, the Super Bowl won't be next week. Next week will be the Pro Bowl. The Super Bowl is the week after. I think it's the 2nd or the 3rd on a Sunday. And this will be the classic clash of offense and defense. Can Mahomes and company overcome that much vaunted 49ers defense? These teams couldn't be more different if they tried to be. 49ers running the Packers off the field, and Patrick Mahomes and his arsenal of wide receivers and tight ends and so on, just absolutely lighting up the giant killing Titans this past week. I think it's going to be a great clash. My prediction, yeah, it's a tough one because I think that the Chiefs, Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and the offensive weapons that he has will just be too much for the 49ers. But having said that, the way that the 49ers managed to pretty much shut down Rodgers and the Packers, they'll have to look for that kind of performance again, shutting down Mahomes. But I just don't see it. I see a Chiefs victory. I really do. My score prediction. Also, Jimmy G cannot just be a passenger in this game. He's going to have to make plays because obviously the Chiefs will look to try and shut down that run game. They did it effectively against the Titans. They have one of the most deadly running backs in the league right now, Derrick Henry, and they effectively shut him down. So if they can shut him down, I'm sure they'll be able to try and be able to shut down the 49ers. So Jimmy G cannot just be a spectator in this one, Jimmy Garoppolo. He has to come up with some big plays, and I just don't think he is he's not as good as Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in football at the moment, and I just don't see anything else but a Chiefs win. But we have been surprised in the past. My score prediction is 35-21 to the Chiefs. Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP. I think he's going to throw a party on the 49ers defense. Don't be surprised if you see 350, 400 yards in this game. And that is all I have for you on Clinton's Corner today, guys. Now, obviously, the Proteas, they did disappoint and lose to England by an innings and 53 runs, but that will be all on the Wild Protea a little bit later. So just before I go, guys, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button so you can get all the latest from Clinton's Corner, all the updates that you need for your sporting fix. Thanks for joining me, guys. Get in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If there's anything else you'd like me to cover, I'll gladly do so. Have a great week, guys, and I will see you again soon. I'll see you next week, sorry. Cheers, have a great evening.